Hey, Mark Meldrum, Northern Ohio Chevelle Club. Welcome to the July newsletter. And we're out here in Meldrum's Monster Garage. And look at me, all dressed up and no place to go. Where do you go these days? I don't know. Things are starting to open up, but we're still kind of iffy on going out. So what are we going to do tonight? We're going to a Zoom party. What's a Zoom party? Well, that's where y'all get on the computer and you drink a little wine and you share some stories and you have a good time. And this time, we're having a special birthday party for my sister-in-law who's turning 69 years old. Congratulations, Susie Meldrum. That's Jay's wife. And they came to our show one year. And we had a heck of a time when they came down. They always talk about coming back, so maybe some year. But I tell you, it's been a special month this month. Aqua Man's working. It's coming right along. I'll talk about that in a second. Got a grandbaby now. Malcolm James Meldrum. Oh, such a precious little kid. I'm telling you, his nickname's Mac, and what a cool nickname. I'm sure we'll get him out here in Meldrum's Monster Garage before you know it. Jim and Pat Umstead, congratulations on being grandparents, and of course myself and Patty, congratulations on being grandparents, and of course Josh and Monica, congratulations on being parents. And I would be remiss if I didn't congratulate Kenny and Donna Smith. Congratulations, Jessica, on their birth of their baby boy, too. So the baby boys are just sprouting all over the place here at the Northern Ohio Chevelle Club. And everybody's healthy, everybody's doing good, and I'm just so happy for everybody. And hey, if you had a birthday, you had an anniversary, wait till you see Gerry's anniversaries this month. I don't think he realized what was going on in the background, but I just about died laughing watching that video this morning. But congratulations to everybody for birthdays and anniversaries. And if I missed any births, I'm sorry. Hey, get stuff to me for the Northern Ohio Chevelle Club newsletter. I'm lacking content this month. I pressed everybody. I got something from Gerry. I got something from Mel. Joe sent me a text today wanting me to go to some kind of car show in Columbia Station, but I passed on that. But I did ask him to send me something, and couldn't get anything out of him. You got to hold his hand to get him a video out here. Okay, I'll quit busting on you, but hey, I tell you, it's been hard to get out. Patty and I did go over to Donna's this week. We had some pizza over at Donna Petrello's, and I got a little video of that I'll show you. Haven't seen many of the guys. Saw Larry a little bit, saw Mike a little bit, but not much at all. I tell you, this COVID-19 really has me depressed, so what's to do? But hey, raise our glass, have a drink, enjoy the newsletter. I've been cleaning up cars. Yesterday we changed the oil on the 72 Chevelle. I tell you, one thing I'm not going to talk about is my welding ability. I can put a Chevelle together like nobody's business, but when it comes to welding patch panels on these damn cars, I got to leave it to Tom Reitler and all those guys that are good at body work and whatnot. But I am just not good. But hey, I do my best, and I don't do a hack job, I tell you. We got a little patch job going over on the lower fender on there. It's a butt weld. It's not it's the best I can do. And this car is going to be a 30-footer. But boy, when you hear it coming up to the stoplight with that LS motor, you better watch out, because this thing is going to be ready to rip one off. The performance of this car is going to be good with the UMI suspension, the 2012 L99 V8 out of a Camaro. It's 415 some horsepower, so it should be real good. Man, I can't wait. And we got the body bolted down to the frame, and for those of you who have watched me on Facebook, you're kind of caught up with what's going on. But for those of you who haven't watched me on Facebook, I'll show you getting this thing back together. So that's about it. I'm waiting on July 7th when I talk to Terry Branch over at Henderson Driveline. He's going to come over here, make the measurements for the drive shaft. Really, that's the biggest thing to get going on here is the drive shaft. I'm looking out here. Abby's going crazy, barking at another dog across the street. But that's about all I got. Enjoy Mels Musings, enjoy Gerry's birthdays, and enjoy your 4th of July. Here's to you, Northern Ohio Chevelle Club, when I can see you in person. Adios.
Hi everyone, VP Gerry here with our July birthdays. On the 1st we have Robert Belkeski. On the 3rd we have Timothy Herman and Dave Kyle. On the 4th we have Rick Goforth and Donna Petrillo. On the 7th we have Steve Sadusek. On the 22nd we have Douglas Matty. On the 25th we have Mike Angelo, Kathy Ely, Vicky Cool, and Scott Miller. On the 29th, we have Jamie Motes. On the 30th, we have Charlie Morse, Mark Povenmire, and Craig Youngblood. And on the 31st, we have Robert Epley. Our July anniversaries are on the 1st, we have Rob and Tracy Ryder. On the 4th, we have myself and my lovely wife, Sherry. On the 13th, we have Dan and Terry Ernst. On the 16th, we have Michael and Jamie Motes and Larry and Ann Robeson. On the 22nd, we have Phil and Amy Dorr. On the 24th, we have Mark and Susan Moville. On the 26th, we have Steve and Mary Waskowitz. On the 30th, we have Rick and Ken Sabetta. And on the 31st, we have Ed and Linda Francisco. We'd like to wish all of you a happy birthday, happy anniversary. We hope all of you have an awesome 4th of July weekend. Be safe, have fun. And until next time, we'll see you.
Hey, Mark Meldrum, Northern Ohio Chevelle Club. Say hello, Donna.
Hello, Donna.
So we're over in Donna's trailer, and it's a crying shame. I tell you, look at all the stuff that she's already collected, plus bags from last year from Car Parts Warehouse. She's got Chinese raffle. Look at that. Look at all these bins. Oh, we'll put it to good use next year, no problem. She's got door prizes over here. I mean, this trailer is just almost loaded with stuff. Look at that. Gas tanks in here.
We have NPD catalogs.
Oh my gosh, we got NPD catalogs. We got Mike's tires that he needs to come get and his jack. Not that we're mentioning that, but we've been busting on him, trying to get him to come over here and get this stuff. But I tell you, it's a shame that we can't have the show this year, but hey, at least we got people that work like this, work hard to get the show ready. So thank you, Donna.
You're welcome.
And we'll see you next year.
Bye.
Look at her shirt. Look at her shirt. Ride free or die. Quaker Steak and Lube.
Now it's time for another round of Mels Musings with Melanie Bender.
Hey, Mark Meldrum, Northern Ohio Chevelle Club, out here in Meldrum's Monster Garage. And as you can see, the 66 Malibu is hovering over the frame with the completed L99 motor in there out of a 2012 Camaro, 6-speed transmission, blah, blah, blah. And I'm getting close to marrying these things back together. And one of the reasons I didn't shoot a lot of video this weekend was it was a lot of grunt work, you know? I had to scrub the underbody of this car and fix a few small rust issues. So some welding and grinding and painting and just some dirty work of cleaning up the underside of this car. So what I did use on the underside, I like to use this on if it's not a show car, it's not a numbers matching car. I like to use truck bed liner paint. It's really nice and tough, rock resistant. Very nice coating. I really like this. Is the second time I've used this on the underside of a car, and I think it came out really nice. But anyway, a lot going on in my life right now. Of course, trying to hang on to a job, that's takes every ounce of energy in this COVID-19 environment. But we're doing okay there. And big news tomorrow. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be a grandpa, so we're looking real forward to Monica having the baby tomorrow. So I'll try to keep you updated on that. She's not too big on social media, so I will leak out things sparingly to you guys on that. But really proud of Josh and Monica, and I hope they do well going into the birthing center tomorrow. So that should be a whole lot of great experience, and just can't wait to have a grandchild in the Meldrum household. My wife is just ecstatic, and I'm sure I'll bring you some news sometime in the next week here. So anyway, a couple things I'll throw in this video of things that happened this weekend. I didn't get a chance to put anything out, but one of my buddies stopped over with a cool 66 Mustang. I know it's not a Chevelle, but it was nice of him to stop over. And then coming home from work, I got so excited today. I saw a 68 Chevelle on the road, so you got a few clips of that. So that's it for Meldrum's Monster Garage. I wanted to give you a little piece of my mind. Don't forget, our show is canceled this year, so tell me what you want to do with your entry. Do you want to roll it over to next year like most people are doing, or do you need a refund? Just tell me what's going on by emailing me at n.ohio.chevelles@sbcglobal.net. So that's all I got today. See ya. All Homer just had to stop and see me today. Look at that beautiful Mustang. See ya. I tell you, not only Chevelles come over here to Meldrum's Monster Garage, but today that was special. I haven't seen Paul in a long time. You know, he's a Mustang guy, but all us car guys get along. It's all good. Look at this. I'm on my way home from work, and there is a 68 Chevelle in front of me. And I don't know who you are, but you got a beautiful frost green Chevelle. It's loaded. 4 guys in the Chevelle. And I'm thoroughly impressed with it. Very cool Chevelle, guys. Not normally I see a Chevelle coming home from work, so that's why I got all excited and pulled out the video camera. Maybe you see me videotaping you, but Chevelle hunters sees a Chevelle, they go crazy. So enjoy. Hey, Mark Meldrum, Northern Ohio Chevelle Club. Happy Father's Day, and what a wonderful Father's Day it is for me. My son Joshua and his wife Monica had a baby boy this week, Malcolm James Meldrum. They're calling him Mac for short. And I tell you what, he is just a healthy, bouncing baby boy. I'm just so proud of those kids for bringing a child into this world right now. And everybody's doing good. Mom's doing good on her road to recover. Pops is learning how to take care of a baby. And we went over there and visited today and met him for the first time after being 5 days old. And I can't tell you how much Patty and I are in love with this little gem. But there's a minute of that. But I wanted to get out here in the garage and show you what I've been working on. in between waiting for baby announcements. We're trying to get this 66 Chevelle back down onto the frame, the LS motor there, but I thought maybe we should take care of a few nuts and bolts before we got going to fully marry these two together. Since it's real easy to move this thing up and down and I can get to all different things, and I probably got to drill one more hole in this firewall to take the fuse box and the drive-by wire for the accelerator pedal into the interior cab. So this weekend was all about getting the gas pedal mounted and getting the brake assembly mounted. And then I spent a little time last week. It's not much at all, but I'm going to keep the column shift on this car, and I need to make a adapter, which is this bar here. We'll talk about that at a later date. But what I wanted to talk about today was mainly the brake assembly. And I don't know if you can see it. I'll try to move things a little closer here just so I can show you. I tell you, they send you these kits, but it always takes a little bit of tweaking. And that's why people don't understand how much it costs to restore a car. But think about a guy working on this. I mean, I've got all the time in the world, and it's not costing me anything. But think about if somebody's getting paid anywhere from $50 to $75 an hour to kind of figure out how all this stuff goes together. And it's not as straightforward as it seems, you know. As far as the linkage that goes to the brake pedal, you know, there's an adjustment there. You got to kind of tweak that back and forth and get that rod length right. And I'll show you the interior of the car on how that connects up in a short bit. But then you got to grab all these line wrenches out so you can get the pressure balancing valve mounted. Now, on a lot of Chevelles, they're mounted down on the frame. But like I said, hey, we're working right out here with the body kind of hanging on the lift, and it's sure easy to get to. And I'm glad. I watched a few YouTube videos, and people couldn't figure out how to mount this this bracket on here to hold the pressure balancing spool. And I tell you, it doesn't fit unless you bend here, you tweak here. You got all these. I got all these line wrenches, and they're all kind of loose, and you kind of get it all jigged up, and you kind of bend it around and move it around, and by the time you're done with this, poof, there goes another hour. It just doesn't fold up as easy as pie. But I'll tell you, I'm rather happy with this. I bought this system from Ground Up. I've got the smaller brake booster on here as opposed to the larger brake booster that came on the car's stock later on. This is smaller to give me some more clearance around working around here, so I think that'll work out good. And this is a nice new shiny unit I've had from other projects. I think this will find its way on the 72 Chevelle because that's kind of looking, you know, these kind of get corroded after a while, so that'll look nice on there eventually. But anyway, we've got this all mounted up as far as I can go now before we bring things down. But like I said, you got to tweak here, move this, move that, and get it just right. Some of these people don't even use this bracket. I'll show you a picture of it real quick. And I suppose it'd be okay with that just hanging on the tubes, but I feel a little more comfortable with it bolted up to the power booster here. So the other project we're working on, I'll show you this in a second, but if you can see over here, I had a mouse nest in there. Called up Uncle Larry. He said he might have a heater core in stock over at Chevelle Hunters in Avon, so we'll hook up with him this week. And if we don't, we'll order one and get one on order. So that's about it. Once again, happy Father's Day. I'll show you a couple more pictures here, and then we'll call it a wrap for this weekend. See ya. Out here, working on the 66, getting ready to put this body back down on the frame, but I thought I'd better check one more thing. This heater core didn't look so great from the looks of the tubes right here. When I looked at this real close, it looks like this one's squished down. So I said, you know what, Mark? Why you got this all apart? Let's pop it off. And I've got everything loose. And I just took a peek in here, and I'm glad I took this apart. This was what you might find. Look at that. This is what you might find in your heater core. Especially as many remnants of... Whoa! Let me grab this real quick. Look at that. Look at all that remnants from mousies. These are Parma mice. These Parma mice were nice and cozy over the winter. Dave, what do you think? I hope we left all them mices back at your house when we took the car out. But we'll get this cleaned up and looking a lot better before we put this frame and body back together. Here we are. See? There's my feet. We're upside down under the dash. It's 87 degrees. Whew, is it hot? Let me swing this camera around. Okay. Here's the clevis that we have to adjust the rod length to fit up with the new brake booster. And then, of course, we're going to move from this top hole down to this bottom hole on the brake pedal assembly. Okay? And the reason for that is to keep that clevis and piston and everything nice and straight. It's hard to talk upside down, let me tell you. And then, of course, you're going to rehook up the spring. That helps the pedal return. And then what I'm not showing right now is the electrical switch that will go there. All right, that's all I can take upside down. See ya. All right, here's the other thing I wanted to show you that I worked on this weekend, and that's the accelerator pedal. So we've got that mounted up nice and tight. All I did was take a couple of bolts up through the firewall, and then I've got nuts and washers behind here to kind of get the angle right, okay? And then I've got, I built a little assembly here that I'm not real happy with, but hey, it works. It gets the pedal off the ground. I might adjust it a little bit, but hey, it works. I mean, everything feels nice and steady, and that'll connect up, the wire connector will connect right up here, and then of course go to the rest of the computer assembly. There you go. See ya. Northern Ohio Chevelle Club out here working in the garage today, and we're trying to button things up, so we'll go over several things that I have worked on throughout the week. Got the wiring harness pushed through the firewall, so we're in good shape there. Got the brake lines all connected up and ready to be bled out, and we got the new heater core in there, and then there goes the neighbor shooting. But we're in good shape, very happy. I don't know if you can kind of squeeze in here real quick, but we've got a few wires hanging down here that we'll get to today. Of course, this is the OBD2 along with the check engine light. Got that pulled through. And then we got this nice little fuse block that comes with the wiring harness. So we'll get these mounted up today. Okay, let's get to work if I don't get shot. Well, Mike and Larry stopped over to help out. There they go. And I tell you, it was nice to have Mike and Larry stop over. They helped me bleed the brakes out a little bit. And they helped me get a couple body bolts tightened that I couldn't reach by myself because to tighten it was in the trunk, and then I had to be underneath the car, and my arms aren't that long enough. But here's another project that they should have hung on a little longer, but that's just okay that they left, because I've done this quite a few times myself. And that's get the bumper on, the back bumper on. So what I've done is I've already put one bolt way back here. You can see I put that one bolt on, and then I lift it up slightly, and you'll hook it right here, okay? And then I just put a jack under there, okay? And then very slowly we'll just jack it up into place. Now I got to grab the camera so I can jiggle things around and get it all mounted, But that's basically how you do a bumper all by yourself. Wish the neighbors would quit shooting. They screw up my videos. All right, there you go. The body is down, and there goes the neighbor shooting again. He's driving me nuts today. The bullets sound like they're coming right through my barn. I hope they're out of ammunition soon. But anyway, we got the bumper set nice and straight on the car, and I'm real happy. This is a good way to indicate whether your body is setting on your frame straight. So if you'll notice, there's a gap here, side to side, and there's a gap over here, side to side. If that's pretty well nailed, you know you got your body setting on your frame nice and straight. I remember Larry built a car a number of years ago called the Cameo Beige car, and that was a beautiful car, but it was a booger because initially we did not have the body sitting on the frame straight, and we could not get the bumper to line up in the back without taking a 2x4 and using it as a big crowbar to shove it over to one side to get it to line up. Now, that was nerve-wracking because that was a show car, and it was painted and everything was just beautiful. This is not a show car. This is just going to be a driver. We didn't paint this car, so I'm not worried about nicks and scratches. We'll get the bumper shined up, and it'll look decent on this car. Nothing will look perfect on this car because it's just original paint, and I'm going to keep it that way because I like it. So there you go. Mark Meldrum, Northern Ohio Chevelle Club. Check it out for your Saturday. See ya. Meldrum, Northern Ohio Chevelle Club, and oh, what a weekend. Got a lot of bits and pieces done. And as you can see, I kind of got this jury rigged up here. Trying to test fit the front end, make sure we're not going to have any problems. Oh, this is the point in the project where it gets tough because you got to take things apart that you had operational, set them aside, and then test fit some other parts. So that's what we got going on now. You can see I've got the car sitting on a couple dollies there. Got the tires off, okay, and then I am test fitting everything here. Something I already know I have an issue with is power steering hoses here. So the return line's no big deal. That's on already. And that just shoves onto the bottom of this pump unit here. Real simple hose there. You can see I've taken the alternator off right now just so I could get at things easier. And now I need to get a high pressure line. So this is a steering box out of a Jeep. Has the same basic configuration as your GM box, but it has a little quicker ratio. I believe instead of 15:1, it's something like 12.7:1, something like that. Should be a little nicer feel for the car. But I need a high pressure line, and that the later style ones go with an O-ring instead of a reverse flare. So enough on that. Gotta get the computer figured out where I'm gonna mount that, somewhere around here. I'm not sure, quite sure there. We'll see where the wires allow it to go. Okay. Of course, setting this down, I wanted to make sure after I got that brake system bled out and whatnot, I wanted to make sure all the hoses would fit around the wheel wells there without having to take things apart. So it's looking like it will fit down in place. So things are going well. Like I say, I could get a bunch of people over here and put this on real quick, but I thought I'd come up with a rig like this so I could test fit it a few times and just keep it easier to work on. So there you go. Got to get over there and see that grandson. He's 2 weeks old. Little Mac there, and I've been seeing all sorts of pictures all day, videos and whatnot. So Patty's going to go over and help Monica this week. It'll be Josh's first week back to work. And of course, congratulations to Kenny Smith. He's a grandpa too. Jessica had a baby too. So the babies are flying out of the Northern Ohio Chevelle Club. I don't know what's going on, but Godspeed to all these babies. They're coming into the world at a tough time. But hey, over here at Meldrum's Monster Garage, we keep pushing along. I'm good with social distancing because it allows me to get things done in the garage. So we got the front end temporarily down on there, and it fits. And now I can see, probably going to be mounting the computer right about there or so. And I tell you, I'm glad I went with the smaller brake booster. You know, the larger original style from the 67s might have had a problem back in here with clearance. It would have been close to touching. So I'm glad I went with that smaller booster to give me a little clearance there. And that's about it. We'll get to work through the week, test fitting the rest of this monster.